There are so many different reasons why people might get arrested. Not all people who break the law are cunning or clever. In fact, the opposite is usually the case. I'm Jake the Voice Power, and these are 10 of the dumbest reasons why people were arrested. Marty Simpson walked into a convenience store in Pelham, Georgia, and attempted to rob it. But instead of wearing a balaclava or helmet, or other half-decent means of disguising his face, Simpson chose a milk crate instead. Yes, his disguise was a milk crate over his head. Witnesses observed that he kept lifting it to see where he was going while waiting for the money from the cashier. Everyone saw his face when he flung the milk crate off in the parking lot, and he was promptly arrested by police within 2 hours. Ryan Homsley robbed a bank in Portugal, Oregon, wearing a striped sweater and glasses that made him look a lot like the Where's Waldo book character. And then he made a blunder of comic book proportions. Basically, Homsley updated his Facebook page with a logic-defying confession writing the words, "I'm now a bank robber." A friend of his even replied, "Somehow, I am not surprised." Even less of a surprise was that the Waldo lookalike robber was soon arrested by police. What a wally. It takes a special type of criminal to be arrested on their way out of court for a prior arrest. That was the case of Elsa Hafner, a 27-year-old who had been in court in the Swedish city of Malmö on suspicion of shoplifting. The magistrates took pity on the hard-luck story of the pregnant Elsa and gave her only probation. However, she was promptly arrested when leaving the courthouse and charged with having just stolen the fur coat of one of the magistrates in her case. That takes a very special kind of chutzpah. Bridegrooms can come up with some pretty far-out reasons not to get married, but Neil McArdle of Liverpool, England, takes the cake. You see, McArdle realised too late that he had forgotten to book the wedding venue at the local registry. So, instead of our intrepid groom confessing the oversight to his bride, he decided to invent a story. Or rather, he phoned in a bogus bomb threat to the wedding location. Panic obviously ensued, but no bomb went off because there was no bomb at all. The police were able to trace the call back to McArdle's phone, and he was arrested. Hostage takers can be among the most complicated people for the police to deal with. And then there's Brian Paul Smith of Leavenworth, Kansas. His hostage was not of the human kind, but the multiple-legged kind. That is, Smith took a spider hostage. He had been looking after the spider for a friend, and when the friend asked for his pet spider back, Smith refused, claiming he wanted $100 or he would shoot the arachnid. Needless to say, Smith was arrested and sentenced to 40 months in prison. Hardly a moment worthy of a superhero. The assault of women by their domestic partners is a serious issue in any society. But the domestic battery arrest of Philip Joseph Smolinski out of Port Richey in Florida is dumb to say the least. It seems that Smolinski was arrested for throwing a banana at his girlfriend, which caused her to have a mark on her face. He was also arrested for resisting arrest. Perhaps this time the joke is on the police for what must surely be one of the most ridiculous assault arrests ever, anywhere, let alone in Florida. Imagine a man walks into a bank, demands a certain amount of cash from the teller, walks out, and then later returns to said bank because he believes he was shortchanged. Yes, you've heard right. That's exactly what Arthur Bundridge of Syracuse, New York did when he realized that the bank teller had not given him the $20,000 he had demanded from her that morning. Needless to say, Bundridge walked back into a bank that was now swarming with cops, and he was promptly arrested for 4th-degree grand larceny. We've already seen how bragging on Facebook got a dumb bank robber arrested, and here's another person busted because of a really stupid social media post. The person in question was Whitney Beale of Lakeland in Florida, who got really drunk and decided to drive her car anyway. She also had the brilliant idea to live-stream her drunken driving escapade on the Periscope site. Soon, the local police were being flooded by callers concerned that a woman was filming herself driving drunk. For everyone's safety, Beale was arrested within minutes. Facebook rears its head again when it comes to dumb criminals outdumbing each other. This time, it's Levi Charles Reardon, who used the world's most popular social media site to practically give himself away to the cops. Reardon was on the run from the law and was on Montana's most wanted list for 2 counts of forgery. So, when the forger saw his mug shot on Cascade County's Crime Stoppers page on Facebook, he decided to like it. This allowed police to track him down and he was soon arrested. It's a shame that one thing you can't forge is common sense. We left one of the dumbest lawbreakers for last. 18-year-old Peter Addison and his drunken mates went on a boozy raid and robbery of a campsite in Cheshire in northwestern England. The vandal had the genius idea of scrawling the words "Peter Addison was here" on a notice board during a robbery, no doubt in homage to Murphy. Of course, the police had no trouble in tracking down and arresting Addison. The hilariously dumb incident does beg the question, what person was ever that dumb, even at the age of 18? Those then are 10 of the dumbest reasons why people were arrested that we came across. For more top lists just like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out our other top lists. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks for learning.